FFXVI.
Clive!
Well, enjoy your nap.
You're wounded.
This? It's only a scratch. All right, the hole.
We'll find you a healer.
Here? No, you won't. I know who you are. And if you think I'm gonna let you have him... think again.
Sid.
One left. That'll do me.
Try not to talk.
Clive. For so long, I thought I had all the answers. But then I met you. And I learned it wasn't a good death we should be fighting for, but a better life. It's all very well, a man reclaiming his fate. But if he can't choose how he meets it, what's the point? So, I made a choice.
Don't do this!
The rest is in your hands. The crystal's blessing is a prison, Clive. And if it's an outlaw the world needs to help it break free.
Stop. Please.
I can think of none better than you.
In ashen grip, let ember glow, to kindle flames anew. I'm sorry, Clive. Had I arrived but a moment sooner. Do you remember me, boy? I saw you protect them. That was very brave. I know you're there, Ultima.
Oh. You have learned our name. What else have you learned, Phoenix?
My travels have revealed much about you and your ambitions. I know that it was you who tore me from my brother. And I know that it is his power that you seek. But know this. If you want him, you'll have to go through me.
Very well.
Breath of mine ancestors, fill these lungs that I may dispel the songs of suffering.
A disturbance.
Will leave my brother alone. This is getting us nowhere.
We agree. No more games, Phoenix. We have come to claim our vessel.
And I said no.
These flames are nothing. You will know what it is to burn.
Yours is a fleeting form. I'm not fool enough to think I can harm you. But to protect my brother, I don't have to.
These are not flames of destruction.
Have you forgotten already who I am? Just try and get to my brother now. Fiend.
Holy shit.
No survivors! You hurt me! He must be here. Must! Cannot fail Lord Cookgar again! Find Sid! Or we're all fucking dead!
Sid, help us!
Where is he? You'll do! Bastard!
Gav, we've got to go!
Not without this!
Sid is not among the dead. Shall I send a Stolas?
That won't be necessary.
The finest silks from the master weavers of Randalar. Come, come, feel its softness.
Chocobo
Make a nice
steaks,
gift for your
chocobo
wife.
sausage, all from greens-fed farm birds. None of the old courses you'll find elsewhere. Here, take a bite.
I've got peppers and peas, beans and beets. If it goes in a pot, I've got the lot.
Calmatives, curatives, restoratives, unguents,
Look all you like, sir.
ointments,
It's all
poultices.
fresh.
Calmatives,
Picked this very
curatives,
morning.
restoratives, unguents, ointments, poultices. Calmatives, curatives, restoratives. Unguents, ointments, poultices. Might I interest you in a potion, milady? Perhaps a soothing salve to ease the aches of the road? I'm sorry. I wish you well, but may the mothers guide you. Calmatives, curatives, restoratives. Unguents, ointments, poultices. Calmatives, curatives, restoratives.
It's good to see you, Sid. What have we learned? The bearers are locked up in an old courthouse on the edge of town. And I hardly need tell you who is there to make sure they stay that way. Kupka's private guard. It's a trap. And not a very good one at that.
Another? What does he hope to gain from this?
I'll have the captives free before nightfall. You do nothing of the sort. Our comrades didn't give their lives for you to get your throat slit in a god's forsaken slum.
So those in the courthouse should be left to suffer.
That's not what I said. I simply meant it doesn't have to be you who frees them. Damn it all. You're as stubborn as the old Sid was. Just don't say I didn't warn you. You're Sid now, and if anything happens to him, we're finished.
Please, we don't know anything. You have to believe us. We'd help you if we could.
But you're helping us already.
Forgive him, my lord. He did not mean to offend.
Quiet, you!
No sign of Hugo.
I'll wager he thinks as highly of his minions' traps as we do.
Then this should be easy.
Don't hurt us. I beg of you.
Quiet means quiet, branded scum.
It's going to be all right. I'm here to even the odds. Any objections?
It's him, the outlaw. Sid's here.
Come on! Go! Summon the others! The bearers?
Safe.
Wow, there is so much to talk about, but let's just focus on what we have to do for now, and then we'll take a nice break and chat about everything that's happened. The power of thunder. Clive has claimed a portion of the Eikon Ramuh's essence. Attuning with Ramuh not only changes the elemental aspect of Clive's magic, also access to several new iconic abilities such as Thunderstorm, which rains levin bolts down all nearby enemies, knocking them back. Ability details, yes. Ramuh's iconic feat, Blind Justice, can be used to launch a barrage of ball lightning at up to 9 targets determined by locking onto them. The lightning will temporarily remain affixed to a target and can be ignited by striking it.
Dies here!
What the fuck? Okay. Let's get rid of this guy first. Sheesh. Okay, I'm liking Ramuh's abilities already. Ah, I changed the wrong one. Not used to having 3.
Outlaws in here! Bring me his head!
How many are there?
Let's go, homie.
Titan sends his regards.
Yeah, I love the AoE on that one. It's nice. Still don't have like Thundaga yet, but... Wait, what? What did I do there? Wait, I need to see what I did there again.
Fire and flame!
I think I used Blind Justice.
Enough of this! Let him play with the kitten!
Curl, let's go.
They brought a pet.
Beautiful eyes.
You'll pay for what you've done, Sid.
Those things are fast.
We'll have to be faster.
How does this work? Yes, hold on. I'm still trying to... Okay, I'm so busy just watching what's going on here that I'm not... Yeah, let's get back into things here. Get down here. Now when things are staggered, I've got even more scope to just do damage. I love the way that it does slow down time though, but I'm obviously getting a bit too aggressive with using it. You're not the only savage round here, bro. Once I actually get the hang of using this stuff, we're going to be absolutely unstoppable. Oh, how do you do damage though? Yeah, especially once I've got Romu's abilities too, just no match. All right.
To hell with this!
They'll tell Hugo.
Let them. There's been more than enough bloodshed for one day.
Murderer. All of our friends are dead because of you. Do you hear me? They used us as bait. Bait to lure you out of your stinking hole, all because you couldn't just let things be.
What are you even doing here? We never asked to be saved. Did you think we'd thank you? They'll never forgive us. We're all marked now.
For 5 years we fought to secure a better life for our kind. To see that we are treated as equals. Do you not want that?
What we want is to be left alone. Every time you show your faces, it is we who suffer.
It's all right. I'm sorry.
Just leave us be. This is our home, and this is where we'll stay.
Sid told us this wouldn't be easy. They'll come round.
If you say so.
We should go.
Wow. What an insane last, like, half an hour, 45 minutes or something it has been. Yeah, okay. So before we can like really try to digest what the hell just happened for the last hour, let's just keep going here. Amongst the unfading remnants of ambitions long forgotten, do Clive and his companions forge a path to a better tomorrow. So let's keep rolling.
That night 5 years ago, we destroyed what for many was a symbol of hope. For a reason they'll never know. We cannot blame them for thinking us the cause of their misery. Though it's to give them a better tomorrow, they see only that we've made their lives harder today. Yet the boil must be lanced if it is to heal.
I can't help but wonder if we've made the right choice.
When Sid said that he wanted to create a world where we were free. Free to choose our own path. I honestly don't think it mattered to him if that choice was right or wrong. Only that it was our own.
I miss him.
A world where we can live and die as equals. That's what he wanted. What we want. And that's why I bear his name. It's why we've all chosen to bear his legacy. And I'm not going to let anything stand in our way.
Rides over, lovebirds, home sweet home.
I mean, it looks kind of cool, despite the tragedy that happened at the hideaway 5 years ago. Okay. Home sweet home.
Otto was asking after you. Let's go and see him.
Never a dull moment.
Okay. Let's take some time here with this nice music and beautiful looking visuals to just kind of summarize what the hell's been going on. Well, we speculated a lot about Sid, and they gave us all the signs. This was one of those situations where, yes, they gave us a lot of signs that he was going to die, and he did die. And it was a really powerful, like, I really didn't want to see him go, but on some level I really do understand that he kind of had to go. Because I have been saying, he's in my mind, he's kind of too good. He's taking over the story from Clive a bit too much in terms of, like, dictating the direction and asserting what we're going to do. You know, he's got more maturity, more wisdom, he's got more charisma, like, on screen. You can't have that for the entire game with someone like him. It has to become Clive's story, and he has to... I'm not saying it wasn't his story before, but as in, like, he really has to become the focal point in pretty much every aspect of this story. And with Sid kind of putting his final stamp on the story and leaving, I think that was the best thing to do. Now, my mind goes back to Final Fantasy V always. Since I've been playing the start of this game for the first, like, 15 hours or so, I keep thinking about Final Fantasy V, and it's interesting to me because the director of this game, they asked him, like, his top 3 Final Fantasies, and I think his first one was Final Fantasy V, and Final Fantasy X was his second. Now, I personally rate Final Fantasy V pretty damn highly, higher than a lot of people do. And one of the reasons I don't rate it as one of the absolute best of the best is simply because of how they treated the second half of the story. Now, what we've had is a very clear, to me at least, like, that was the halfway point of the story. Everything that happened there was kind of like the first half, and now we are on, like, a whole different path. Sid is out of the story, and Clive has kind of taken on the mantle, and it will now be him taking over everything, basically, and taking us through the rest of the story. Now, in Final Fantasy V, we had... this is going to be spoilers for the game. If you've not played Final Fantasy V, then you kind of have to stop listening for like a minute or two while I explain this stuff, because to me it's important. In Final Fantasy V, you have a character called Galuf, and Galuf, for me, was kind of almost like the Sid. It's a very different game, whole different era, whole different writing style, whole different premise, but I think people can understand what I mean when I say that Sid was like the Galuf of this story. And Clive, in some sense at least, was the Bart's. Like, Clive is nothing like Bart's, But in terms of like how much they're influencing what's going on, I think they're sort of the ratio of their likability, if that makes sense, is a bit more. It's closer to the Galuf and Bart's thing. Galuf to me in Final Fantasy V was so much of a stronger character. Like he was more fun, he was more interesting. He was carrying things a lot more than Bart's was as a protagonist. And what happens at the middle of Final Fantasy V is that Galuf dies. And after that, to me, the story is never the same. That should be the point in which Bart's elevates himself to become like the proper protagonist of the story, and we end up not missing Galuf as much because Bart's has taken on the mantle, and he ends up kind of retaining some of what was lost. We get a new cast member after Galuf dies, but to me the story is never the same again, and the cast is never as strong. The party loses something that they never get back. But with this one, I think they've played it very smartly, because maybe the director Takai kind of acknowledges that about his favorite Final Fantasy, and he said, I don't want this to happen in this story. And so what smarter way than to have basically this guy, Clive, become the embodiment of Cid. He's already got the essence of Cid within him. He's taken on his name to some degree, he's taken on his legacy, his vision for the world, and to me that's the smartest way to handle it, because now I really feel like, okay, Cid's great, and I really loved his portion of the game, but I can kind of say goodbye, and I'm really behind Clive and what he's doing for the rest of the game. Already, like within just that little, like after the 5-year time skip and what we saw in Dalmekia, he's already made me feel like, okay, we're in safe hands. Yeah, it would have been great if Cid was there for the whole thing in some capacity, but it's fine. We've got Clive. He is gonna be the guy that we can get behind and continue the story with. So I thought that was super cool, and I think that's a really nice way to tackle it. So I really don't think this game's gonna have the Final Fantasy V problem, where now that Cid is gone, there's gonna be too much of a hole left in the cast that Clive and co won't be able to fill without him. So I'm hoping that's the case, but I'm very confident that that won't happen this time around. So that's really cool. We also got confirmation that it was Joshua, and we also got confirmation that it was Ultima. So if you read the tomes enough, you would have already known that it was Ultima. There was going to be this, well, for lack of a better word, ultimate overarching villain of the story. And so that entity being introduced, and we lost Clive, and we lost Cid, but we gained Joshua in the story. Like, we know that it's him now. So there was a bit of a Phoenix kind of rebirth situation going on. You lose one important character, but a pivotal one returns in the story. So once again, I think there was always a bit of speculation about, was it really Joshua and all that stuff, but the game, I think, pretty strongly hinted that you're not going to be shocked when you find out that it is Joshua. Still, the flashback with Clive confuses me, because the hooded figure was obviously the same age, but there's obviously some wacky shit going on with Ultima and the way he's trying to take over Clive, and he's the new vessel and all that kind of stuff, so I'll give it a pass. And they had to keep us guessing to at least some extent. So yeah, a lot of stuff has happened, and we've had another 5-year skip. I wasn't expecting that. And now I'm thinking, like, what have these guys done in the last 5 years? But I guess we're going to start to find out. So that I don't spend an entire episode just talking here, I wanted to get that stuff kind of mentioned, and now we can resume. So really awesome last hour. Most of it was cutscenes, yes. But to me, like I said, I'm that kind of person where if it's done well, I can sit through like an hour of really great cutscenes. Cid's death did bring me back MGS4 absolute finale flashbacks, like with the cigar and stuff in his mouth. Anyone who's watched that finale will see where I'm coming from.